from Padma Priya Mataji about you, and I'm eagerly waiting to hear from you. But let me first start with the introduction. So, Her Grace Vanmalini Mataji is a disciple of His Divine Grace Jai Pataka Swami Guru Maharaj. She considers herself as a sadhak trying to practice Krishna's consciousness with the mercy of Guru, Krishna, and devotees and family members. Her karmic name is Vani Anupama Mataji. She is working as a software professional. She has 3 kids, and her husband, Rupanuga Krishnadas Prabhu, is also a disciple of His Divine Grace Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. And Krishna has been very merciful and has given an opportunity to serve all these years, like raising her children in Krishna's consciousness and then hosting weekly, twice Bhakti Vriksha programs, and even kids Sunday school, which is also in English and Telugu, which teaches Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Then she's also hosting daily 2 sessions to chant and read and discuss on Bhagavatam's Chaitanya Charitamrut, that is also in English and Telugu. Preaching by speaking on Bhagavad Katha on various forums is her ongoing, and I'm very eagerly waiting to hear from you today, Mataji. Thank you so much to come on Parsarthi, and let me welcome you with a big with a Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much, Mataji. Danvat Pranam.
And your pranams, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Thank you all so much. I feel myself very fortunate to associate with you all and speak Krishna Katha today. I don't know about my qualification to speak, but I hold lotus feet of my Guru, Krishna, senior acharyas and senior devotees, and try to repeat whatever I have heard so far on this Leela. Please give me your blessings, all of you, and forgive me if I speak anything wrong, and don't forget to correct me at the end of the session if anything I spoke wrong, or if you want to add or give your feedback and corrections. Thank you all so much. We'll start with Mangalacharan prayers, invoking auspiciousness and seeking blessings of all the senior acharyas and Vaishnavas, so that we can understand subject matter as been spoken by Lord Krishna, by Sukadeva Goswami, because it is very difficult to understand Leelas of Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Bhahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuttapadakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvikam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Rupa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu abadheshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yuktama Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna, once again to all the devotees assembled on the call. So we'll try to discuss about Govardhan Leela. This month of Kartik, already devotees might be hearing about Damodar Leela, which is before Damodar Leela. Krishna has done already, Krishna has killed Putana, Sakatashura, Trunavata, but Damodar Leela itself, Sanatan Goswami writes in his Dashni that it's most magnificent and it's very beautiful. So now comes Govardhan Leela. Before Govardhan Leela, after Damodar and before the Govardhan Leela, there are so many other Leelas happen, and Krishna has killed so many other demons. Now this Leela, in which Krishna lives Govardhan Hill, there are so many lessons for us to learn, and it is not just a lesson for Indra, but for all of us. So without any delay, I will start. So as we know, there are sequence of Leelas happening, and Krishna showers his mercy on the wives of Brahmanas when Balaram and all other cowherd boys go and ask for food. Brahmanas are so busy in performing their religious activities, they just don't. They just tell the kids to go away. But Brahmanas' wives, who have already heard a lot about Krishna, they will leave everything and they take foods, and they are very eager to see Krishna. So they rush us to see Krishna. So they offers Krishna and Balarama food, and Krishna blesses them and showers his mercy. After the Brahmanas' wives come back, Brahmanas realize that all the Vedic study they are involved all these years, all the religious activities they are performing are of no use, because they could not understand that Krishna is Supreme Lord himself and could take shelter of him. They were even afraid of Kamsa, that if Kamsa gets to know, then they may be punished. They are not as devoted as their wives. So as soon as that pastime completes, Krishna is still over there. Acharyas say that Krishna is still there with his brother Balarama. So one day he sees in his village that a lot of things happening, Samramba, like a festival. All the cowherd men and women are so busy going around, arranging, cooking a lot of stuff, getting all of things, making malas, arranging everything for fire sacrifice. And there is so much going on. Krishna observes all these things, and Krishna, being the super soul, omniscient Lord, has already some plans in his mind, but he hides his plans. And then even though he knows what he is going to do and what is going to happen, he doesn't reveal anything on his face or anything. And like an innocent small kid, he goes to Nanda Baba and he asks, he approaches Nand Maharaj and all the elderly cowherd men there who are seriously preparing. They're running here and there, and they're coming and consulting Nanda Maharaj, because Nanda Maharaj is their king. So they're coming and asking, oh, should I put this here? Should I do this here? So are we going to do first sacrifice or offerings? Like so much is happening. So Supreme Lord Krishna, innocently, he approaches Nanda Maharaj and he asks him, Kathayatam me pitah koyam samrambo va upagatha kim phalam kashyodeshaha kena va satyate maka. He questions Nanda Maharaj very humbly. Before this verse, Sukadeva Goswami says that Krishna is the super soul, omniscient. He knows everything. Still, after knowing everything, his approach towards the elderly cowherd man and his father is with a lot of humbleness and respect. He's not going forward and asking questions in a way that he's exhibiting his supremacy there. He's just going very humbly and asking Nanda Maharaj, Kathayatam, explain me. Can you please explain me what is going on here? What is this great endeavor that you all are putting together? I see that from morning you are all so busy running here and there, collecting all kinds of paraphernalia. What are you doing? What is it meant to accomplish? What is that you are all trying to accomplish by doing all these things? And what kind of a ritual sacrifice is this? And what is the intention of doing this ritual sacrifice? So these are the questions Nanda Maharaj asks. These are the questions Krishna asks Nanda Maharaj. So Krishna is a small boy. So Nanda Maharaj is already super busy running around, making great arrangements for a big sacrifice or a big festival. So Krishna thought that I don't want Nanda Maharaj to escape from answering me, saying that you're a small kid, you don't know what is happening. Let me do. This is usually the answer we all give to our kids when we are super busy, when there is a festival going on, when there is a Janmashtami or Govardhan Puja or anything. We kind of make the environment in our house in such a way that we are doing some kind of a rocket launch. We are super busy. We don't have time to answer the questions of the kids, or we may not be having time to take care of them. And then we will be like running here and there, shouting. And kids kind of print impressions in their mind that, oh, I don't want any more festivals. My mother is super busy. My father is super busy. They don't even answer me what they are doing. They don't involve me in the activities. And I don't even know whether they know what they're doing or not. And festival itself means there is so much noise in my house. I don't like these festivals. So this will be the environment generally we build up. So we need to learn something from here, how Nanda Maharaj is answering. So this is how we should also answer all the small, big questions our kids put forward to us. If we don't answer, if they don't get answers for their questions, their faith won't develop on the things that we are asking them to do. Because Nanda Maharaj didn't say that I am your father. I am telling that today there is going to be a sacrifice. Now don't waste my time by asking so many questions. Go and do your job. You're just a small 7-year-old boy. Go and play. I'll call you when you have to come and put something in the oven. Nanda Maharaj didn't do that. And Krishna, even before Nanda Maharaj answered like that, Krishna puts forward his argument in such a way that, Nanda Maharaj, you are a saintly person. Saintly persons don't consider that this is mine, this is not mine, this person is my friend, this person is my enemy, like that. Saintly persons always treat everyone as same, and they always share everything with them. They don't keep any secrets. And I also personally have a lot of desire to know what is happening here. And trust me, I am going to hear in good faith. I'm not going to hear in a playful mood, or I'm not going to do anything mischievous things or naughty things. If you explain to me what is going on, I am going to listen in full faith. And I have a lot of inquisitiveness to know what is happening here. Even though Nanda Maharaj does not consider himself as a saintly person because he's in a Grihastha, but Nanda Maharaj already heard from Govardhan how glorious is his son, how he is always empowered by Lord Narayana. He and Mother Yashoda may not be thinking that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are just thinking that Krishna is also one of the Devi Devatas. He has some kind of mystic powers using which he is able to do all these kinds of things, killing monsters, all those things. But I should also trust whatever Gargmuni has told me, that my son is empowered by Narayana always. And also on top of it, Krishna puts one more argument. Like, he already said that you're a saintly person, you should share. And he said, I'm your friend, I'm your son. Tomorrow I have to carry on all this tradition forward. If you don't explain to me, if you don't tell me in detail, how will I know? And Krishna says that one more thing Krishna says. This is something, whatever the Krishna is proposing, we all should pay attention to all these things, because this is from where we learn lessons from this Leela. Leela as such, as a story, we hear, we involve ourselves, and when we start taking the lessons from these leelas, we start realizing these leelas, and we will be able to live in this moment. So now Krishna is putting one more point, saying that, you know what, everybody should know what they are doing. If you don't know what you are doing, you may not get success in that. You may be just doing it mechanically. You may be you may not be very good at it. So before doing any work, it is a duty of a person to know what he is doing. So you should not blindly follow a tradition. So this is something, this reminds me of a small funny story. I was really listening in Guru Maharaj's lecture once. He says that there is a marriage happening. A little girl, a 12-year-old girl, way in olden days was getting married. So there was a cat that is running around. And then this 12-year-old girl's mother sees this cat that it is disturbing a lot, that marriage function. The mother asks brother of the girl to put a basket on the cat. So that the cat doesn't go around and make noise. So the brother comes and puts a basket on the cat, and the marriage function finishes. So now this 12-year-old girl has grown up and she has her own daughters. So now she's doing the marriage. And then she remembers what all the traditions that are followed in her marriage. And she says that, wait, we're all not ready for the marriage yet, because there is no cat and basket. So now we need to have a cat and also a basket next to the marriage. Then only the tradition is fulfilled. So she's blindly following whatever that has happened during her marriage. So similarly, sometimes we all will be doing some things without inquiring properly. Out of our sentimental attachments towards things, out of fear that if I stop doing that, something bad is going to happen me, or it is coming. This is what happened during my time, so I have to do like this during my kids' time. So we need to follow the traditions, but at the same time, we need to know why we are doing what we are doing. That is what Krishna is also telling when he is asking Nanda Maharaj. And then Krishna goes, one more point. Is this ceremony described in any scriptures? Or it is just that you guys are just like that following a ceremony in a society? This is another question, fifth question Krishna is asking. Is this ceremony mentioned in scriptures? Now Nanda Maharaj is not a Brahmana, that he goes and reads all the scriptures and quotes the scriptures and says that, you know what, this is in this Purana, this is in this Veda, it is mentioned like this, it has to be done like that. He doesn't know that. He is a cowhead man. He just raises the cows and earns money. So he is not aware of that. So Krishna asks that question, like, is this ceremony based on some scriptural injection or simply a local custom? So now after asking all these questions, Nanda Maharaj thought, no. I have to now step back from my preparations and answer Krishna. Because Krishna has already put so many points when he asked question, which kind of compelled me that I cannot escape from answering. So Nanda Maharaj starts answering what they are doing that day. So Nanda Maharaj starts saying that, Pajanyo Bhagavan Indro. He said that, Nanda Maharaj starts saying that Indra is the king of clouds. Indra is the king of clouds and rains. And through his personal associates, Indra provides rains, and by rains, crops grow, grass grow on the hills and all the other places, and cows get a nice grass, and cows eat those grasses and they produce a nice quality of milk. And because of that, we are all sustaining and deriving happiness. So he says, Parjanyo Bhagavan Indro, Megas Tasyatma Murthayaha, Te Vivarshanti Bhutanam Prinanam Jivanam Payaha. Indra is the controller of the rain. The clouds are his personal representatives, and they directly provide rain water, which gives happiness and sustenance, no doubt in that. So Nanda Maharaj is saying that, Indra is the if Indra gets pleased, he gives rain. So And this sacrifice is to please Indra. And then Nanda Maharaj says further, not just me. It is not just that only I do this with my people. Many people do this yajna for the pleasure of Indra, as sacrifice to Indra. And then what we do is we prepare preparations based on the things that we have produced because of produced by rain, like because of the rain, grains come, and then using those grains, we produce the offerings for Indra. Similarly, because of the rains, grass grow and cows give good amount of milk, and they made a lot of milk preparation. So it is like whatever Indra has given to us through rain, we are offering back to him, to Indra back. And he goes and says that people, by doing this sacrifice, people accomplish Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, and Kama. So people attain these three things. And he goes and says that if let's say, if anybody doesn't do this out of Savai Yenam Vishves Dharmam Paramparagatam Naraha Kama Dveshad Bhaya Lobhat. So he is saying that if anybody stops this preparation, if anybody, this, because this is coming this is coming from a parampara, a tradition. This is coming in our family as a tradition. And if anybody stops this tradition because out of lust, enmity, fear, or greed, then they will not achieve any kind of a good fortune. And he gives the reasons that why he is doing this sacrifice and what happens if this sacrifice is not done, and why they are carrying on this tradition of offering offering a sacrifice to Indra. Because Nanda Maharaj is a Vaishya, and then his main occupation is cow protection, and cows benefit a lot from the good grass and rains. So he is offering his gratitude back to Indra, so that Indra continues his timely rains and all those things. So that is what here Nanda Maharaj has started saying. Now Sukadeva Goswami says that Krishna wanted to knock down the false pride of Indra. Why Indra is proud? What is that Indra is getting proud of? And why Krishna wants to knock down the false pride of Krishna? That we are going to know now. Because Indra is thinking he is the supreme controller. So as we all know that we live on earth, that is Bhuloka. So the Bhuvar Loka, Swarga Loka. So Indra is the king of celestial region. That Indra is the king of Swarga. Though people who engage themselves in karma kanda, if you go and ask them, what is your goal of doing all these kind of religious activities, austerities, penances? I see that you are very, very God-oriented person. All the time you do every vrata, every kind of a pastime and everything. You know, my desire is just to go to heaven. I just don't want to see even the doors of hell. I just want to go to heaven and enjoy. So this is the goal and desire of karma kanda people who work for fruitive results. And most of the people, if we see religiously oriented people, most of the people engage themselves in fruitive activities. Some of them don't even know about devotional service, and some, after knowing also, they cannot get control over the senses and sense gratification. So they engage themselves repeatedly in fruitive activities. So Indra is not an ordinary person. Indra, Prabhupada writes in this chapter in one of the purports that Indra has a strong military governance. Like, you know, Indra is having a strong military power. He's the king of the opulences, the Devi Devatas, their opulences or their enjoyment. Indra is so powerful, but still Indra is not the supreme controller. He is a deputed servant of Krishna. But falsely, Indra is thinking himself as the supreme controller. So Krishna, before even asking question to Nanda Maharaj, as a plan to knock down the false pride of Indra. So Now Krishna starts, and Krishna also have. What are the motives Krishna have? The first motive, as we said, the first and foremost motive is to knock down the false pride of Indra. Because Indra is thinking himself as the controller, Lord of the universe. So now you all may be thinking, Mataji, then this lesson is only for Indra, not for us. No, all of us think like that. All of us think that we are the Lord of the universe. The whole world is around me, running around me. I am the supreme, I am the controller. I have to enjoy everything. Everything should be in this world, everything should be for my enjoyment. And everything should circle around me. And then we all behave with that kind of a attitude. So this is something for all of us. And the second motive Krishna has is to initiate this beautiful Govardhan Puja, or the annual festival of Govardhan, Puja. And the third thing, his motive is that he wants to see the people in Vrindavan. All of them want to be with Krishna all the time, like 24/7, they all want to be with Krishna. The first thing they do when they wake up is to come and knock the door of Yasoda Mai to see what Krishna is doing. They can't bear the separation the night is causing for them, that they cannot see Krishna. Or when Krishna goes to forest to graze the cows, the elderly gopis in the town miss him. And similarly, the young cowherd girls also miss him. So Krishna wanted to spend a quality time with all of them, dwelling in the loving exchanges between his personal devotees. Because Krishna behaves entirely different in Vrindavan. He has an intimate relation with the Brajavasis. All of them treat him as their own, and Krishna reciprocates similarly in the same way how they approach him. So Krishna wanted to enjoy the pleasant pastime of dwelling for several days beneath the hill with all his loving devotees, giving a pleasure to his devotees, and at the same time, he is also getting pleasure looking at all his devotees. And the third and the fourth thing, so first thing is to knock down the false pride. Second thing is to start this beautiful Govardhan Puja festival. Third thing is to be with his wonderful devotees. And fourth thing is that to remind all his eternal devotees, eternal associates, all the Brajavasis or his eternal associates, like his camp. Whichever Leela he does, all these devotees come and play their roles. They will be with Krishna. They are Nitya Siddhas. They are not like us. They are not like conditioned like us. We are Nitya Baddhas. That we are conditioned eternally. If we don't take up the path of Krishna consciousness, we will be going in this cycle of birth and death. But the eternal associates of Krishna are not like that. They don't need to come to this human land. They are very happily living in the Golok Vrindavan with Krishna, but they come here to play a role in Krishna's pastime. But after coming here, Krishna wants to teach them also that they don't need to involve in all this kind of a worship, the so-called God. He also wants to teach them a lesson that they don't need to divert their attention in worshipping them, because they are his eternal associates and they are already worshipping him, and worshipping him, as we all have heard many times, pouring water to the root. When Krishna is satisfied, automatically everybody under his government, who are his representatives, who are duty bounded to him, are automatically satisfied. But he's seeing here that his eternal associates are so busy in pleasing the so-called God Indra. Why I use this word? We see how Krishna goes forward and talks. So Krishna answers. Now Nanda Maharaj explained why he is doing what he is doing. Now Krishna starts speaking. Krishna here proposes karma mimamsa siddhantam. That is, work is worship. Karma mimamsa philosophy. He is seeking here karma mimamsa philosophy. Prabhupada uses a nice word in his purport. I can say Prabhupada, or because these purports are taken from Prabhupada's Prabhupada mentioned in different parts, and then devotees have brought them and put them here. So here he says atheism with a belief in reincarnation. So Krishna starts his argument saying that because he has in his mind that he wanted to divert the sacrifice that they are doing to Indra to Govardhan hill. So that is the plan he's having in his mind right now. So he's working towards that. And he proposes that why we have to pray to Indra? What is actually Indra doing here? What is the role of Indra in all these things happening? I understand, I learned, even though I didn't study, I learned that it is out of karma that these jivas are taking birth. And it is out of the karma that they are doing. They are having happiness, distress, fear, and all kinds of things. And this is all because of the karma. And he says, like, as you sow, you reap. Whatever the karmas they are doing, they are just getting the consequences of their karma. And he further goes and says that all these beings, they are just getting the results of their karmas out of their swabhava, their nature. Out of the original nature they were born, they are acting, and whatever the actions they are doing, whatever the consequences they are getting because of those actions, they are just enjoying them or suffering them. Where is Indra here? Mahendram Krim Karshati. Why we have to pray to Indra? What is Indra doing here? Indra is not doing anything. This is all karma. Because of the karma, this entire universe, all the demigods, demons, human beings, everything is based on the swabhava tantahi janaha, the conditioned nature of the living beings. Indra has nothing to do here. Indra is not really doing anything. And he further goes and says, karma is the enemy, friend, neutral witness, spiritual master, and even the controlling Lord. So now Krishna is glorifying karma as the supreme. He's saying that karma is everything. Karma is everything. And Acharyas, especially Srila Jiva Goswami, says that Krishna is speaking in this way because he is angry on his eternal associates. Because his eternal associates are very much aware of the position of the Krishna, and also they should be the ones who will be setting an example that worshipping Krishna, being Krishna consciousness is enough. We don't need to go and worship each and every Devi Devata, because all these Devi Devatas are also controlled by the laws of nature. They are not supreme. Only Krishna is not controlled by the laws of nature. All these Devi Devatas are also controlled by laws of nature. And on top of this, all these Devi Devatas are also overcome with humanly weaknesses like lust, anger, greed. And Indra again and again shows that by his example. So Krishna says that, and Krishna further goes and says that he speaks about the prescribed duties. He says Brahmanas are studying and explaining the Vedas, and Vaishyas are taking care of cow, farmers, and all the other things. And Kshatriyas are protecting land, and Shudras are serving all the other three communities. So because these are all doing all these things, their work should be worship. Where is Indra is not doing anything. Indra is not milking your cows. Indra is not grazing your cows. This is you are doing, and your work should be your worship. And Krishna says that you are saying that rains are coming because of Indra. No, Baba, no, it is not. They are not coming because of Indra. It is everything. The creation, maintenance, and annihilation is happening because of modes of material nature. So Krishna, he is here making even the material nature, Prakriti, as supreme. You all may be wondering, why is Krishna talking like that? He's talking something else in Bhagavad Gita. Maybe because he's a small kid, he's talking like this here. He's confused, or he still did not revise and reformulate his things. No. As Acharyas say, Krishna is teasing naughtily his eternal associates. He's speaking in a sarcastic way so that his eternal associates understand the mistake that they are doing. So he says that it is because of the mode of passion rains are coming. The clouds are getting agitated and rains are coming. It is not because of the Indra. If it is because of Indra, and if Indra is so smart, he should not be giving rain on the oceans and on the rocks where it is not needed. We don't need rain there. If he is so smart, he should only give in the places where we are doing the agriculture. And why he is going around and doing these things. So the intention of Krishna here is not to minimize Indra or his things, but to make Indra angry. He wants to make Indra angry, and then act so that he wants to divert the offerings that Indra is taking from his devotees. Another point in this Leela that we have to pay attention is that we think that going to Swarga is supreme, but here Krishna is establishing the supremacy of devotees and devotional service. Devotees are supreme than the karma kandis. And Indra is the king of karma kandas, because Svargaloka, the people who go to Svargaloka, are the people who worked for fruitive activities, who have earned that fruitive activities, and right now they are in Svargaloka and enjoying the results of their fruitive activities. And Indra is their king. So Krishna here is also establishing supremacy of devotees and devotional service. He is saying that Indra may be powerful because Indra has a lot of military power, a lot of riches, opulences, Vajrayuda and all those things. But my devotees have my protection. They have me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They don't need the mercy of Indra or any Devi Devtas. So this is also thing which Krishna is trying to establish through this Leela. So he says that even Indra himself is also subordinate to the laws of the nature. So Krishna says that rains are also produced by, in couple of verses in this chapter, 10th chapter of 10th canto, 24th chapter, Krishna tells couple of times, why to worship Indra? Indra is not doing anything here. Kim Mahendram Kim Karshyati. He keeps asking that to his father. So when he says that, he goes further and he says that actually we all don't live in towns and cities. We live in forests. And now because we live in forests, the hill becomes something to be worshipped. We have to worship hill because our cows are going every day to the hill and grazing the grass there. And because of that, we are getting milk and we are becoming prosperous. So we have to worship Govardhana. So
Lord
now
Damodar's
Krishna,
photo होनी देखा है.
now Krishna,
वो थोड़ा मौका है.
now Krishna is explaining the technical details of the Govardhan Puja. Actually, Krishna promises in Bhagavad Gita that when he comes to this material world, actually Krishna does not have any karma. He is not agitated. He is not under the influence of any modes. He has nothing to do here. If we see the cosmic manifestation, the picture of Vedic cosmic manifestation, we know the position of Krishna very well, that he has nothing to do with the material world. But Krishna, when he comes down to this material world, he acts as a human so that he sets an example. He preaches by an example to his devotees how we all should engage. Now, Krishna here is explaining the technical details of the Govardhan Puja. So when Krishna spoke like this, almost the cowherd people and Nanda Maharaj are all like convinced. They thought that, yeah, he's really telling right. We should be worshipping Govardhan. But now we have made all the arrangements. We prepared all these arrangements. These all will get wasted. Then Krishna is saying that, no, nothing is wasted. All these preparations you take and you offer them to, you do a sacrifice to please cows, brahmanas, and Govardhan hill. And then you also cook more items, different kinds of sweets, cakes, and all those things. Cook all of those things. Nice, beautiful fried preparations. And what you have to do, all these brahmanas who are here, make them all chant the Vedic mantras, and you offer these offerings very respectfully to Govardhan. After you offer all these food items that you have prepared out of the grains that you have produced because of the rains, after you offer all these things to Govardhan, You also feed cows. All the people in the village, all your wives, children, every living entity. Nobody should go without prasadam. So everybody should get prasadam. And after that, you all dress up nicely. And then we all will celebrate this festival. So this is the sequence which Krishna technically tells about the Govardhan Puja. After feeding all the people, after offering it to Govardhana, dress nicely, we all will celebrate. And in the end, we will circumambulate the cows, brahmanas, who are giving the benedictions by chanting the Vedic mantras, and also the Govardhan hill. So we all know how to celebrate the Govardhan Puja, which is next week. So we all have to make a Govardhan of our own with Annakuta. We have to put a cow, Krishna, and then we all have to circumambulate that Govardhana. Because all of us may not go to Vrindavan and able to do the in Kartik Govardhan Parikrama. But wherever we are, we should be able to do mentally that Parikrama to Krishna. And Krishna himself is telling the process. Cook nice preparations, offer them to Govardhan, offer them to cows, decorate yourselves nicely, sing the glories of Krishna. And all the cowhead ladies, they were all singing. They have nicely dressed with ornaments, beautiful saris. They were all sitting on the wagons, on their wagons, and the wagons are going in the front, and the men are following them. And these ladies are nicely singing the glories of Krishna. And then the chantings of the Brahmanas are going in sync with them. And it was so beautiful to hear to the ears. So Krishna proposes this festival agenda. After proposing everything, if you see, Krishna says that this is my idea. Actually, this is what I am thinking, how we all should celebrate the Govardhan Puja. If you think that we can do this, Ananda Maharaj, Baba, you do that. Krishna never ever overrides our free will. He will speak whole Bhagavad Gita and he will say to Arjuna, this is what I have to say. If you like, you do. So that free will which Krishna has given to us, he never overrides. Krishna always has given us a choice to do right thing or wrong thing. After choosing what to do, the consequences we have to face. What we all do generally is, I will choose the bad things, but the consequence should be good. Or else we will say that if Krishna is supreme, he is sitting inside my heart as Paramatma, why he is not stopping me in the beginning itself to do the bad thing? He won't do that because he has given us that free will. He will only do that if we do like Arjuna saying that, Krishna, I am a soul surrendered to you. I don't know what to do, what is right, what is wrong. Now you have to guide me. That's when Krishna takes control and Krishna guides us through our intelligence. He makes us do right choices. As long as we are not surrendering, as long as we are not turning ourselves towards Krishna, Krishna will be sitting inside us witnessing, waiting for us to turn. Not that he wants us to do bad things and suffer, because the whole material creation came because we all wanted to execute our free will and make our own choices, wanted to be our own controllers, wanted to be our own enjoyers. So after saying all these things, Yethan mama matam tata, this is my desire. Kriyatam yadi rochate, I am go brahmana. So he's saying this will be very dear to cows, brahmanas, and Govardhan hill. So because of Govardhan hill and cows we are sustaining, so this is very dear. As I said earlier, all the cowhead people, they agree to what Krishna has sent, and they all nicely celebrate this Govardhan Puja. There is one important thing here Prabhupada mentions in this verse is, the Brajavasis are very simple people, simply devoted, simple people, and they are simply devoted to Krishna. They don't use so much logic. It is not that they are small-minded people or ignorant people. They are the most fortunate, most intelligent and pragmatic people, because they are worshipping that Supreme Lord who is the source, who is the cause of all causes. And they are very, very devoted to Krishna. For them, Krishna is everything. If Krishna is their sum and substance, that's why they immediately agreed to what Krishna has said. And because they celebrated this Govardhan festival so nicely, and they have they followed whatever the plan Krishna has said. Not only because of that, because Krishna wants to instill faith in them. So Krishna expands himself as Govardhana. It is not that Krishna disappears and becomes Govardhana. Krishna expands himself as Govardhan hill and shows to them visibly, taking all those offerings that cowherd people are doing to him. The Brajavasis, whatever the offerings the Brajavasis has done, Krishna accepts all those offerings, and then he tells to them, like, let us now all pay our obeisance to Govardhana, because this Govardhana, you never know. He is a Kamarupi. Tomorrow he may become a cow, he may become a snake, he may become a big hill and cause any kind of trouble to us. So let us all pay obeisances to Govardhan hill. So Krishna is also teaching us how should be our attitude and behavior towards the Govardhan hill that we are making. So we should not get caught up in whether I am going to make a big hill than some other person, or whether my temple will be great, or we should all, even a small thing out of the shira that you make at home, if you make a Govardhan hill, if you have that mood, if you remember the steps that Krishna has told, how to practice, how to follow the Govardhan Puja and circumambulate around it as if you are circumambulating around the actual Govardhan in Indravan, Krishna gets very, very pleased and showers his mercy. So Krishna is now successful in his plan to agitate Indra fully. He has completely diverted the minds of Brajavasis and diverted all the offerings that has been that are meant for Indra, and he gave them all to Govardhan. Govardhan is also a devotee of Krishna and Krishna himself. Krishna has established that he is not different from Govardhan. That's why many devotees, when they go to Govardhan, they bring a stone from there, and then they keep in their house and they worship as deity. So Krishna also established here that Indra's government may be powerful, and his government may be the best in the universe, but his devotees are great, and they, on the strength of Krishna, can take any kind of a risk. Why I am saying a risk? Why I think that not offering to Indra is a risk. Now we will see what Indra is going to do. Indra, who is supposed to get these offerings, he did not receive these offerings, and he got a news from his assistants that Brajavasis, Nanda Maharaj, did not offer him any offerings, and they all have listened to this little boy Krishna, and they made Govardhan as God or Krishna as their God. Immediately, Indra is on a position. When we are in a position, when we are attached to that position, when we forget our original nature, like how Indra forgot that he is a servant of the Supreme Lord. He is a deputed servant of Supreme Lord. He has earned that position by performing so many fruitive activities and establishing himself in mode of goodness. So there is certain expectations to that position of Indra, which he has to carry on. If he does not carry on with that expectations, Krishna is his master. He is going to teach him lesson. Now Indra, after being in that position for some time, the natural thing that comes to us when we are in any position, when things are going our way, when we are able to manage so many things, when we get lot of praises our way, or when we are winning the victory, the first thing that comes is pride. Pride is the first thing that we get. Pride is the first thing that we are going to get. And the same thing happened to Indra. Indra became very proud and started acting foolishly and showing an absurd angry out of proportion. He didn't even think, because his pride made him, pride blinded his intelligence. And actually only Brajavasis did not offer, but Indra's pride is so strong and his attachment to his position is so strong that Indra called all his assistants, the clouds which can cause destruction of universe. It is not needed. Just for the land of Brajabhumi, he doesn't need to send a cloud of destruction. But what to do? Indra is victim of his own pride. So he forgot that Krishna is his Lord. Actually, he is in the government of Krishna and Krishna is his master. He even forgot that for whom he is working actually. He forgot that and imagining himself to be supreme, like how if we appoint a person, a helper in our house and we go out, if that person thinks himself to be the owner of the house and starts acting in that way, when the owner comes back, the owner is going to show the position to that person because they doesn't own. This is a very local example I gave to understand. So he sent the Samvartaka cloud. So Indra is actually supposed to be above all these things because Indra is situated in a highest level in the mode of goodness. He is in Swargaloka, but Indra here is displaying a human weakness of pride and anger, and he lost his control, and he calls all of them and he says, you know what? These cowherd people, they become proud of their prosperity. And how did they got that prosperity? That was given by me. I am the one who was giving them all the rains. And because of the rains that I gave, they became very rich. And they became so rich that now they became very disrespectful to me. And they start listening to this foolish, unintelligent little boy. And they are considering him as supreme God. They are considering him as God and they offer to him. So they are so puffed up with their prosperity. And then he tells them that now I really have to teach a lesson to Brajavasis. So you all go and cause destruction. No living entity should be left out. Animals, cows, insects, everything should be destroyed. Then they will know the power of Indra. So that's how he talks, and he sends these Samvartaka clouds. And Samvartaka gets frightened by Indra's powerful words, and he goes and showers rain in such a way with his 7 winds, such as Avahana, Avaha. These winds actually are so powerful that they help to sustain the planets. And these winds are now used on Brajavasis for their destruction. So all these weapons, which are supposed to be used at the end for a partial destruction or a complete destruction, Indra is employing them to satisfy his pride. Just see how they say that, right? Pride comes before you fall down. So whenever we are starting feeling proud, we should immediately put a check to us. If we don't put a check to us, and if we don't remind ourselves of our constitutional position that we are servants of Krishna, we will only realize after we fall down. Before that, we will be doing a lot of offenses, and then we will fall down. So entire earth is now submerged in water. They can't make any distinction. Cows, elderly people, animal, they were all shivering with cold. And whatever the calamity that comes to Vrajavasis, the first thing they remember is Krishna. For them, everything is Krishna. In happiness, they remember Krishna. In distress, they remember Krishna. Everything, complaints they have to do Krishna, complaints they have with Krishna, everything is Krishna for them. Their whole world revolves around Krishna. So they all ran towards Krishna. And this Krishna Mahabaha, Tvam Natham Gokulam Prabhu, Tatum Arahasi Devan Nada. So they said that, Indra, you are our master. You kindly protect us. And then Indra is now angry and he is causing all this destruction. You are very affectionate to your devotees. Can you please come and protect us? So we may be wondering, Mataji, just now you said that Brajavasis doesn't know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How they are going to Krishna seeking protection? Brajavasis don't know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they know that Krishna is having some mystic powers. Krishna is empowered by Narayana, and Krishna is going to definitely do something to protect them because they have seen the past history of Krishna, how many demons Krishna has killed, how Krishna established himself as a hero in front of his cowherd boys and cowherd girls. So they went there, and they also remember the words of Gargamuni. Gargamuni also says that By grace of this boy, you will be able to overcome all kinds of difficulties that come in this area. So they also remember that, and they also, that's why they go and they go and ask Krishna for protection. Krishna, after he sees the inhabitants of Goloka in distress, and practically they're all becoming unconscious, and he understands that this is the act of Indra. Then Krishna is talking to himself, saying that Indra has caused this unusually fierce, unreasonable rain. There is no need for this, with this kind of winds and hail. Because he is proud of his opulence and he is acting foolish, and he is considered himself Lord of Universe. He is supposed to be acting as a deputed servant of mine, but he is acting as a master. So his false prestige needs to be knocked down. And Krishna says that to himself, and he wants to correct Indra. If we see, that is the mercy of Krishna. Krishna, when we are devotees of Krishna, and then if we are going on a wrong path, when any kind of miseries or obstacles come our way, we should immediately step back and think that we are doing some kind of an offense or a wrong thing. Either we are proud or something. Krishna is trying to teach something here. So we should not immediately be confused or like bewildered, thinking that, oh, I am such a great devotee, I do everything. Everybody says that I'm a great devotee, I do all kinds of austerities, I chant nicely, I speak Bhagavatam, but why this happened to me? So we have to step back and think that definitely here there is something which Krishna wants me to learn. Let me not discard this happening as a misfortune, but consider this as a lesson that Krishna is trying to teach me, and try to seek a lesson from here. That lesson is going to purify me and is going to make me closer to Krishna. So Krishna actually immediately went from the place where he is to the Govardhan hill, and he lifted Govardhan hill on his left hand pinky, he kept it on his nail. He didn't even put his complete finger. And there here Acharya says that Yogamaya expands herself, and Yogamaya's potential Samharika stops for a while the rains and the clouds and winds, so that Krishna goes there, because when Krishna goes and lifts the Govardhan hill, none of his dress is wet. That means for that moment, all the rain, winds, everything has stopped. After going and lifting the hill, Krishna says that, oh mother, oh father, oh uncle, oh aunt, please come. If you wish, you can come and take shelter under this. So even there, Krishna is not dictating them. Krishna is saying, if you wish, come and take. If you have faith on me, trust me. So that first step should be from us. That faith should be from us. He won't dictate. He won't force. He's not a dictator. He's not enforcing his supremacy on any of us. Even here, Krishna is saying, if you wish, you may come under this hill with your cows, with all your wagons, animals, your wives and all. You come here and then. And he also says that you don't need to fear. I'm not going to drop this. I'm here to protect you all. So don't worry. I can hold this. Come. So immediately when a 7-year-old boy is lifting, generally some of the Brajavasis are really doubtful. Is he going to hold this or not? Because it's still raining heavily. Indra is still using his Vajrayuda on Govardhan hill, and he's shaking the Govardhan hill. What happens if Govardhan hill falls down? And this is the mood of the Brajavasis. Some are having a lot of confidence on Krishna. They started going. So one by one, everybody started going, and they have ample room to keep everything under that hill. But some Brajavasis still have a doubt. What if this Govardhan falls down? The mood of Govardhan is entirely different. Govardhan is full in ecstasy because Lord Krishna has touched him. Lord Krishna has lifted him, and he is getting the association of Krishna. Govardhan is saying, Indra is sending thunderbolts. Even if he sends thousands of thunderbolts, they are just touching me as flowers. Nothing is happening to me. I'm super empowered. That Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the supreme power, is holding me, is touching me. So I can even cover the 3 worlds. You are just speaking of Vrindavan. I can cover even the 3 worlds and protect the 3 worlds. That is the mood of Govardhan. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says this, as that is the mood of Vrindavan, Govardhan. So he is like, oh, I can even protect all the 3 worlds. This is just a small Vrindavan, land of Raja. So he says, like, all these thunders are just flowers. When this is happening, King Indra is still like sending the thunderbolts and Vajrayudas. So like in movies, we see when hero is fighting with the villain, there will be heroes' friends who will be coming and also like projecting themselves as superheroic. So when this is happening, there are little dogs, wild hogs, animals. Now they all got strength. Like, oh, Krishna is here. Krishna is lifting the Govardhan hill. Not even a grass on Govardhan is moving. What will happen to us? And instead of staying at the bottom of the hill, they all came up and they are all saying, okay, Indra, one more thunderbolt. Do one more thing now. Do whatever you want to do. Nothing is going to happen to us. So they are all enjoying that pastime, what Krishna is doing that. So that is the mood of Govardhan, and that is the mood of some of the animals. Now look at the mood of the Brajavasis. They are happy looking at Krishna. Now, wherever they are standing, they are all feeling that Krishna is looking at them, smiling them. And the gopis are feeling that Krishna is talking to us through his eyes. Krishna is sometimes playing the flute also, and he's tending the cows there. And then they are all deriving that happiness looking at Krishna. And then Krishna forgot his anger, thirst, pleasure. Actually, Krishna is a Leela avatara. He just plays the Leelas. He wants to be happy. But for 7 days and 7 nights, Krishna forgot everything. And then he protect the Brajavasis. And the Brajavasis are they are also deriving the nectar by looking at Krishna. So that beautiful 7 days, none of them are hankering for food, thirst. They don't want anything else. Everybody are in that transcendental ecstasy and pleasure. And Krishna is also so happy that he is having that intimate exchanges across the devotees. So some Brajavasis in Vrindavan say that it is because of Radharani, Krishna is lifting, because Krishna wants to show himself as a great hero in front of those gopis. And because she is looking at them, he is deriving happiness from her. He is able to lift that. So then Indra understood, Samvartaka understood, they all understood that we cannot do anything. They are trying to drown the cities, and Krishna is drying them up immediately. Krishna's exhibition of this mystic power astonished Indra. That's when he realized that no one else can do this, only my master can do this. So he is not an ordinary human boy. Janma karma chame divyam. My birth and my activities are transcendental. Whoever knows that, whoever understands this, they get delivered. And after that, when Indra understood that, he withdrew his clouds. He withdrew his associates, saying that, stop it. Let's not do this anymore. Everything stopped. And Brajavasi slowly, they came out one by one, and they were all actually chanting the glories of Krishna. And they were all so happy. After that, Nanda Maharaj sits with all of them and explains the words of Garg Muni, saying that how powerful is Krishna. And when Indra realized his mistake, he comes down and he offers his obeisances to Krishna. He apologizes to Krishna, and he does Abhishek to Krishna with the Surabhi cow and gives him a name, Govinda. And Krishna teaches him a lesson saying that to knock down your pride, I have stopped the sacrifice to you. Now you go back to your position and rule as it is expected from you, that you, as my deputed servant, not thinking yourself as Lord of Universe. So I will conclude with this one statement. If we see, when Krishna removed the illusion of Brahma is considered the most learned person in this universe. There cannot be any more learned person than Brahma. That kind of a Brahma, he got under illusion and he did a mistake, and Krishna taught him a lesson. So Krishna showed there also his supremacy. Here, Indra is considered like most powerful military, like kind of a governance. Even here, Krishna showed his supremacy, saying that Krishna is supreme than the most powerful government in this material universe. That kind of a supreme Lord, where in Brahma surrenders to Krishna, Indra surrenders to Krishna, and to whom Krishna surrenders? Krishna surrenders to Mother Yasoda in the Damodar Leela and cries looking at her streak. And Krishna surrenders to gopis, which we see in the further chapters that are coming. Krishna has established his supremacy on the most learned person in the material universe, most powerful government, and that supreme Krishna, cause of all causes, master of all the universes, becomes a subordinate and surrenders to the devotees, surrenders to his devotees, gopis and Mother Yasodas. And Krishna here again establishes the supremacy of devotional service and teaches us what should be the goal and aim of our life. Let us not get distracted with the material pleasures, going to Indraloka, Chandraloka, material pleasures on the universe. Let's get Krishna. Let's bind Krishna. That Krishna who becomes subordinate to his devotees. I would like to conclude here. I'm extremely sorry for exceeding time. My apologies. Anybody wants to correct any questions or feedbacks, please go ahead, Matajis and Prabhujis.
Thank you so very much, Mataji. The class was so wonderful. You explained so beautifully the supremacy of the devotees against the demigods in front of Krishna. So thank you, and we enjoyed your class and hope to hear you again very soon. We can go forward and hear more about the Govardhan Parikrama and everything after what happened. I think, Mataji, here my confusion is, did the Parikrama take place before when the puja was happening, or did it take after when this Indra showered all the rains and stuff like that?
No, before. They already completed the Govardhan Puja,
okay,
and then they all went back. So,
and did it happen second time also after the rains and all stopped and everything was back?
They again circumambulated around Krishna and all. But I might have forgot the detail of that. But it happens before when they actually do the Govardhan Puja.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you so very much. And we will now, when we have a Govardhan Puja next week, we will keep this whole thing in the mind, whole Leela in the mind. Thank you
for the opportunity.
So Mataji, if you have any time, we can take any questions if the devotees have some.
I have no problem, but I am sorry for taking more time of devotees.
No problem. No problem. It's evening, so it's not a big deal. But devotees on the forum, if you have any comments or questions, please do raise your hands, and Mataji is there gladly to answer them. I think, Mataji, I think no one has any questions. I think your class was so simple and so beautifully explained that everyone is cleared. So thank you once again, Mataji. If you permit, we can wind up our today's session.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Sure. Prema Priya Padma Mataji, would you like to say something?
Yes, Mataji, amazing class. Every time Mataji gives an amazing class, and we heard lots of things new, and as of now we learn lots of things for Govardhan Hill. And my daughter is also listen, so she want to say something also.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavad Pranams.
I like the class very much because I didn't know the extreme detail about Govardhan pastime. So today I got to learn the more details about Govardhan pastime by your lecture, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji, once again. So if no questions, so should we wind up, Mataji?
Yeah, yes, Mataji, no problem.
Vishaka Mataji, we have to wind up call.
Yes, so let us all chant the Vaishnav Pranam mantra and say a big Hari Bol to Mataji. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Thank you so much.
Jai
Manharin Mataji Devi ki jai. Thank you, Mataji.
Hari Lila
Hari
Prabhuji,
Bol.
want to say something? Hari Lila Prabhu? Yeah. Hari Lila Prabhuji?
1 second. Yes, Mataji. I just wanted to make a little comment that Mataji has given a very wonderful class. Very good, very beautiful description of the wonderful Krishna's pastime. So we are happy about it, Mataji, and I hope you will come again and enlighten us in Srimad Bhagavatam. Nice stories for us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. My Dandavat pranams to you.
Thank you so much, Mataji, once again. Hari
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Good night.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.